What's up, guys? My name is Spencer Seymour. As always, I am with you this week to produce another wrestling video for Warriors Pro Wrestling. If you want an update on when the Junior Hockey Podcast is coming back, go to our Twitter account. We tweeted it out a few days ago, so go check there. Anyway, for today, for the pro wrestling video, I wanted to change it up a bit. We've done a few How WWE Should Have Booked, so I wanted to change it up a little bit. And I wanted to do a list today. So what we're going to do is we're going to do my top 10 favorite matches of all time. Now, a couple disclaimers before I get into this. This is a very WWE-centric list, and it's very modern, mostly because I'm a young person, so it's probably much more of a modern list, to be fair, because I did start watching in 2008, and watching it live does do something for me. It's not all modern. There is some older stuff on there, but just wanted to say that if you feel that this is more of a modern list than you probably were expecting. Also, there's not a lot of outside WWE stuff. I like New Japan and ROH and all that good stuff. I don't follow it enough. I don't follow it closely enough to feel that it's my place to say what matches were great from those promotions when I don't watch it and follow it closely enough. There is one match, I believe, from outside WWE, but all of it is WWE or NXT, basically. Anyway, before we get into it, I have 3 honorable mentions to say before I get into my top 10. The first one is Sasha Banks versus Bayley from NXT TakeOver Respect. Probably in terms of the actual wrestling, it might not have been quite as good as Brooklyn, but in terms of storytelling and heel versus face tactics, it was one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. Sasha Banks taking the headband off of Bayley's fan Izzy and wearing it and then throwing it back at her, making the little girl cry. That's heel tactics personified. That was incredible. My second honorable mention is again from NXT, from TakeOver The End, in a steel cage for the NXT title, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. The only time that Finn Balor is on this list, surprisingly. I did consider Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That match I thought was really good in terms of ring psychology. I thought the ring psychology in that was amazing. I think this match was just overall a bit better, just slightly better. Just that muscle buster off the cage, that was delicious. And my third honorable mention is from the best pay-per-view of WWE that the main roster has put on in quite some time. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Battleground 2016. A fantastic match on its own, but then you add in the ring psychology and the storytelling element of Zayn catching Owens after the haluva kick, looking at him for a minute, and then putting him back in the corner to deliver another haluva kick. Beautiful. That was just awesome. I thought that was just incredible. It was an awesome match. And you know a match is good when it can still be a match of the year candidate even if you botch a move during the match. Oh, and that brainbuster on the apron. Owens, Kev, how are you alive? Honestly, how is Kevin Owens alive, guys? Anyway, getting to the actual list now. So number 10 on my list is from WrestleMania 28, the end of an era match, Undertaker versus Triple H, Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels as the guest referee. When you look at what a great match is, it's different. It really is different depending on what you like, and depending on what you're looking for in a match. Now, that could be iconic moments, that could be sheer in-ring ability, that could be storytelling, ring psychology, all of that. This match had it all. This match had all of that. It had the iconic moment with 2 of the closest 2 counts I've ever seen. It had the storytelling and the ring psychology at the very end when Triple H delivered one last crotch chop and then got tombstone for the end. After the match, I thought it was great. It continued. You had the iconic moment of the three icons hugging at the top of the stage before walking out, and I'll never forget Shawn Michaels' face as he sat beside his fallen best friend and just looked up at the Undertaker. Just this was the look, and I loved it. That was great by Michaels, I think. Anyway, moving on. Number 9, we start a trend of older matches now. Actually, this is like a running thing for the next few. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, submission match for the WWF Championship. There wasn't really anything that this match didn't have. No matter what you like, you probably got it in this match. You had a brawl, you had the weapons, you had the hardcore mentality in there at times, you had the technical ability of Bret Hart, you had the double turn, and the iconic moment of Stone Cold passing out from the pain of the sharpshooter. What more could you ask for in a match? Simply, maybe not the best match of all time, but there wasn't a box this match didn't tick. Number 8 is personally a match I don't think it's recognized enough, just because of how it made me feel. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, unsanctioned match at SummerSlam 2002. Shawn Michaels came back from a 4-year back injury, guys. A back injury. You're not supposed to recover from that fully, let alone get in the ring and wrestle. Let alone get in the ring and wrestle for another 10 years. Shawn Michaels got in that ring, and he was fantastic. He did not miss a beat. And it was spectacular. It was absolutely great. And one of the things that really made me put this match on my list is I remembered how it actually made me feel, because I watched it a few days ago. And I remembered that after the match, I'd forgotten this. After the match, Triple H hits Shawn Michaels in the back with a sledgehammer. And then he looks at him, yells in his face, and he hits him in the back again. And that is one of the only times that two wrestlers, that a wrestling bad guy has actually made me hate him. Because usually I can recognize the good guys and the bad guys, and this is not actually real. I do enjoy it, but I know, don't try not to get too worked up, because this isn't real, really. However, that actually made me hate Triple H as a bad guy, because he hit Shawn Michaels in the back. And I'm not even the biggest Shawn Michaels fanatic in the world, but that made me hate Triple H. And to me, that puts it in my top 10. Next, number 7, another match I didn't see live, but it's the greatest tag match of all time, I think. And I think it's in everyone's list. I don't think I've seen anyone not put it in their top 10 anywhere. Edge and Christian against the Dudley Boys and against the Hardy Boys, TLC 2, WrestleMania 17. What else can be said? Greatest tag match of all time. Greatest tables, ladders, and chairs match of all time. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, because it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and you will never be able to watch another TLC match ever again, especially in current day WWE. Number 6, another match, again, I didn't see live. Undertaker against Mankind, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring, 1998. Okay, this match was a bad wrestling match. There's no doubt about that. But this match is so iconic, I can't not put it on my list. This match, Foley flying from the top of the cell, getting stretchered out. JR's infamous call, "By God, they killed him! They killed him!" Foley getting back up, walking back, climbing back on top of the cell, and then getting chokeslammed through it with the chair. And the match continuing. It wasn't a great wrestling match, but it's so iconic. Every part of that match was iconic. And it's so iconic that it outweighs the fact that the wrestling wasn't that great. But the iconic moments made that match such an amazing spectacle. Number 5, this was a tie for me. It's at one point. I did break the tie between 5 and 4. Number 5, John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011 for the WWE Championship. That match was a good wrestling match. I'm not going to say it was average. It was above average, but it was a good wrestling match. But what made it a great wrestling match was the fans and the story. Punk walking out and the pipe bomb and it being in Chicago and Cena getting booed so hard and Punk getting cheered so hard. And the fans being into it the entire time made that match a great, iconic match. Number 4, I mentioned it when I was talking about my honorable mentions. It is number 4 for me. Sasha Banks versus Bayley, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn for the NXT Women's Championship. It's amazing to me. I've watched it over and over and over again. And I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. The heel tactics and Bayley winning the title, just the match. It was a great wrestling match. I personally think it was the greatest women's match of all time. I think that Bayley and Sasha Banks at Brooklyn did something that we will never see again in women's wrestling, maybe in men's wrestling, because I think that match was unbelievable. It set a standard. It was one of, when you think about NXT, think about how good NXT is. NXT has put on some of the greatest matches we've seen in recent memory. And it's got some ones that are going to go down as one of the best of all time. And probably will have some more. That match is one of NXT's best. And if you can be one of NXT's best, if you can be one of the best matches to come out of a promotion that is pumping out great matches week after week, then that is something special. And that is what Sasha and Bayley did. They produced one of the greatest matches in NXT history. Number 3, another NXT match. I love NXT. TakeOver Dallas. You know what I'm going to say. If you know me at all, you know I am a Shinsuke Nakamura fanatic. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. God, it was so good. Just, I don't know how to describe it. Because I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be amazing the moment I heard about it. Sami Zayn, the heart and soul of NXT, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, taking on the newcomer, Shinsuke Nakamura. One of the best wrestlers on earth. One of the, maybe the most charismatic wrestler I've ever seen. There is no one. There never was and there never will be anyone like Shinsuke Nakamura. I have never seen anything like Shinsuke Nakamura. And to see what he did, and that punching spot where they formed each other for like 17 days, it was awesome. And to have the crowd so into it that even Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance got them chanting, "Holy bleep." It's absolutely incredible. Number 2, the only non-WWE match on my list. Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, Wrestle Kingdom 10, New Japan Pro Wrestling for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Okay. This match is the reason I love Shinsuke Nakamura. This was the match that I've been a few years ago when that match happened. I was hearing a lot about Shinsuke Nakamura, and I hadn't seen him yet. I hadn't seen Shinsuke Nakamura, and I kept hearing about the AJ versus Shinsuke match. So I went, okay, I gotta see this. Let me see this match, and I'm gonna see what, because I know AJ. I watched AJ a lot in TNA, so I know AJ Styles. But let me see how good this Shinsuke guy is. Is AJ just carrying the match? No. No, 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 no. Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles had an amazing match. And personally, I want to see that match main event WrestleMania 33. Because what I want to happen, I want Shinsuke to win the Rumble, guys. And I want him to challenge AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33. Hopefully AJ has the world title by then. And I want AJ versus Shinsuke in the main event of WrestleMania. That will be awesome. That might be my top dream match in WWE right now. Number one, it's my favorite match of all time. It's what really got me hooked on wrestling. I liked wrestling up until this point. I was liking it. I was starting to get into it. This is what made me fall in love. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. The light versus the darkness. The rivalry was forgotten about. But that's not a bad thing. It was forgotten about because of how amazing the match was that you were watching. It was two icons putting on the best match, I believe, in wrestling history. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, move after move, just beautiful in-ring work by both guys. And Shawn kicking out of the tombstone. I had never seen anyone kick out of a tombstone pile driver before. And Shawn kicked out, and JR's call. I just had an out-of-body experience. Yes. Everyone did. It was great. It was the greatest match of all time. Do you disagree? Probably, because mine is a very modern list. But if you disagree, tell me about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you next week, guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at WarriorsJHPW. Follow there. Follow me on Twitter at BigDog_SS. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next week. And like, share, subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching.